Well, good morning, or if you're in the southern hemisphere, good day. It wouldn't be day now, it'd be night. Oh, good evening. What is it? 1 hour behind and then reverse it? I think that's how you go, isn't it? So, 20 past 10 at night. You can't always believe what's on the box. I'll tell you what I mean in a minute. Our British Airborne by Airfix. This batch is almost finished, coming to an end now. Just a few little block colours to do, hands on the figures, and 1 or 2 rifles, machine guns, etc. Then it's a brush over with some Agrex earth shade, a few highlights, and they'll be done. So we're getting to the end now. I'll show you in a minute. So once we've done that, and we've got this batch done and out the way, I thought we'd have a go at a strong point. Shouldn't be much to do, really, because there's not many bits to it, as you can see. So we'll have a go at that, and we'll try and improve it a bit, tidy it up a bit, because it's just a basic model. So we'll try and improve it. So we've got boxes of accessories. We've got here everything from oil drums to barbed wire barricades and all that type of stuff. So we'll try and jolly it along a bit and improve on it. Then I thought we'd do a second batch of British Airborne, and we did sod's law, see, and we'd improve on them. We'll add backpacks and entrenching tools and so on and so forth, and see if we can improve on them. And at the same time, as we do the second batch, we'll do them as well. I think that's what we'll do. So that guy will be our first civilian. We've got boxes of civilians here, so he'll be our first civilian. That guy actually will make a nice command figure, and you'll see there he's holding a map. So we got some maps on order, 1/35 scale maps on order, so we'll make sure he has the map. So we'll do that. I've been following the painting guide on this box sort of loosely. I've not strictly followed it. The colours they give you for the Denison smock, military green, khaki grey, and flat brown, I've not gone with. I've gone with Middlestone, US dark green, and mahogany brown. That's sort of my choice, and I think it looks okay. For the trousers, they actually suggest flat earth, which I would have done, but I accidentally used flat brown. There's actually not a lot of difference, really. That's the flat brown that I use. I didn't have Vallejo flat brown. It's on order, so I used the Tamiya equivalent. But there's not a lot of difference in the colours. This one's slightly lighter, but it's not a lot of difference. I'm not going to worry about it. And I think when you see the figures in a minute, they look fine. But what I was alluding to you can't always believe what's on the box. I can't go for every company's kits and say that, because I've not checked, but it seems to be a quirk with Masterbox kits. As nice a kits as they are, and they are nice kits, they produce some really nice, interesting stuff, but they don't always get the colours right, because for the rifle on this British Airborne set, they go with Vallejo Natural Wood 985. Well, Vallejo 985, as you can see, is actually whole red. So that's wrong. And I've noticed this with a few Masterbox kits. They actually get the numbers wrong on Vallejo paints. And probably if you're going to check, go into it, they probably do the same with some of the other companies they list: Tamiya, Life Color, Humbrol, or Agama. They possibly make mistakes there as well. But anyhow, they've said for the rifle, natural wood. Well, natural wood, as we've just said, is not 985. It's actually 834 in Vallejo. I had to look hard and track it down where it was. It's actually 834. If you're in, I'll tell you something. Let's put this down a minute. If you're into Vallejo, excuse me a second. If you're into Vallejo paint particularly, try and get yourself one of those. It's a very useful thing to have, a paint chart. So anyhow, they're saying 834 natural wood. So if we get my trusty book here, and we look for a, this is quite a big book, excuse me for struggling, we look at that and we'll say, alright, they're using 834. There's some British rifles. Here's a 834. Do you think that's a good match? Because I don't. I don't think that's a good match at all. So you can't always go by the box. You can't always go by the... What I've gone for is 828 wood grain. I think that's a far better match. I think that's a far better match. That would be fine. Natural wood would be fine if you were going to do a German sniper's rifle. Now that's pretty good. That's a pretty good match for German sniper's rifle, but not for a British rifle. I've actually got a box of German snipers here, German sniper team here. I forget what company it's from now. No, I can't remember. But that will be ideal for the rifles, for German snipers' rifles, but not for British rifles. So you can't always go by what's on the box or what they're suggesting. You want to sort of check it out first, the comparisons. But yeah, I'm very pleased with these British Airborne. Starting to look very nice. I think the trousers look fine with colour that I went with. Just got to do the hands on this guy and the Sten gun. Then you can have some Agrax Earth Shade. Here's our sniper figure. A little bit more to do on the rifle on that guy. They all need their hands doing. That's probably the last thing I'm going to do is the hands. The guy I'm not wholly convinced by the colour of the webbing that they got on the master box chart, but we'll leave it for now. It may look a lot better once it's had some Agrax Earth Shade over it. May look a lot better. Yeah, but the fellow I'm most pleased with is our command figure. Yeah, still got the Sten gun to do on that guy. The guy I'm most pleased with is our wireless operator. I think that's a lovely looking figure. And all the better for having the cabling fitted. Very nice figure. The nearest, look at that radio, is an interesting radio they've modelled, Airfix. The nearest thing I could find to that, looking online, was a Type 38 radio, but even then it wasn't exact. So it's an interesting radio they've given him, but it's near enough for what we want. It's near enough. But an absolutely lovely figure. So that's where we're at. So I'll crack on in a minute and have a crack at these rifles, get them based in, and see if at least we can get all the basing on these done today. Then we can give them a lap over with some Agrax Earth Shade, which I've never used before, so that's going to be interesting how that works out. I know a lot of you people use such things. I've never used Agrax Earth Shade. Certainly not on 1/72nd scale figures. All these, I'll tell you something. I don't think I mentioned this, but I'll tell you anyway. All these figures in this scale, only in this scale mind you, but all these figures in this scale, 135, 132, for World War II, they'll all be given a rank and a name, because I think within sort of bolt action games you can play, I think there's room for promotion and demotion of figures. So we'll give each figure a name, we'll stick it on the base and his rank. This guy, a wireless operator, I've already promoted him to corporal, so I've got to put a stripe on him, or on each arm. I've got to put a stripe on each arm. So that's where we're at. So you can't always believe what's on the box, or go by the box. Check it out first. Yeah, next up after these is the strong point, then a second batch, enhanced batch, and then we'll do, I don't know, do some Python shot or something, I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead, not really. There's plenty to do. So thanks for watching, have a nice Sunday. Please be careful, it's still a very mad world. We'll see you on the next one.